Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Natalie and today I am doing going through all the books I read in February, what I think of them and whether or not I'd recommend it, because some of them I wouldn't. I'm gonna start based off of my favourites, and one of my favourites, which is not a shock to me at all, is The Boyfriend Project by Farah Rashan. And I feel like I speak about this all the time, like I've said about the other two to the series that I've read that I loved, but I really enjoyed this. I loved being able to know how the friendship between all of the ladies developed and where it started. You just have that sisterhood so early on and so quickly, and I really liked that. I like the plot of seeing her development in creating her app and just work-wise as well in her career, and just seeing how good she is at what she does. It's nice seeing her appreciated by her whole team for it, and how important it is to her to be able to be I don't know, a role model sort of thing, or kind of be able to bring up other young black girls into the tech world and stuff. And then obviously her relationship with Daniel and how that developed, and why Daniel's actually there, which it wasn't a shock to me because obviously I've read the other two books, so I already knew Daniel's profession. You get the dual perspective in this book as well, which is nice. You get to see Daniel's thoughts, get to see Daniel's side, as well as Samaya's side. The grand gesture in the book is really sweet and really cute as well. So overall, I'd recommend this book, The Boyfriend Project, and I'd recommend the whole series as well. I also read and loved The Roommate by Rosie Danan. This has been sitting on my bookshelf for a very long time, but this book, so glad I read it. I actually really enjoy this one. So Clara is this really good girl, comes from a wealthy family, and she doesn't want to disappoint them, especially her mum. She feels like she has to keep up appearances. And then she ends up being roommates with Josh, who is in the adult film industry, so she learns a lot about that. She kind of dips her toes into that world. He's got his whole thing is that women deserve better sex, and she definitely agrees. And yeah, so she wants to invest in what he wants to do in terms of that. And just overall, it's a really good story. You see such a character development for Clara herself. She starts to live for herself and not just for her family and for her parents, which is nice. But then on top of that, she gets to learn a bit more about herself, body wise, during sexy time and stuff like that. Josh teaches her a lot and shows her that she has been missing out drastically in her past. But highly recommend. It really shocked me. It's such a dry cover but a good book. So I also started Love is Revolution, and I didn't finish it. I don't know, I was just really struggling with the book. I don't know if I was starting to get into a reading slump, but I just couldn't make it through. I was trying so hard. I just felt it was really descriptive, which is nice, but then sometimes I felt how descriptive it was being is it's not necessary. With some things I just thought, all right, there's a very big over explanation, which yeah, I just was kind of annoying me, if I'm honest. And just in the story itself, I was getting quite annoyed with Nala, with how much she was lying to Ty. It's just every time she had the opportunity to tell the truth, she'd just lie, and it was just stupid. The lies weren't even anything where it's okay, it makes sense. It was things where it's she could even talk her way out of it without it seeming like she lied before. And I know there's probably this whole redemption arc type thing, getting to the end, but I couldn't make it to the end. I'm so sorry. Either way, I think it could be a good book. Obviously it's young adult, which just is not my favorite anyway, so maybe for a younger audience, yes, but for me, no. I'm so sorry, no. And I was actually really excited to read this. That's quite disappointing, but either way, the book itself, the cover and everything, is still so pretty to me. And the last book, I can't even guarantee that this was read in February. I think it was even in January. I don't know. I may have ended it. I may have finished it in February and started it in January. I don't actually have a clue. But excuse me while I ugly cry. This is a cute book. There's a cute character development within it. However, again, it's a young adult, which isn't my favourite, so it was a bit difficult for me to want to pick this book up. It was interesting seeing like how she was being blackmailed to complete her list. I'm saying Ty, but I know his name isn't Ty, it's Quinn. But yeah, seeing her relationship develop with Quinn and all her like other friends, and just getting into like a new friendship group. But again, like facing her fears and stuff was really just nice to see. It is a good book, and yeah, again, like for a younger audience, I definitely would recommend it too. I know a lot of adults have said that they really liked this, but I'm just not like them other adults then, clearly, because it was a good book, but I wouldn't pick it up. Like if someone said like pick up a book, I wouldn't reach for this one, but I would definitely recommend to a younger audience. I think this would be very good, and I would have loved this if I was like still like 15, right up my street. But like I'm 23, it's not quite the sort of book that I necessarily want to read. That's all the books that I read in the month of February. Overall, I feel like it was quite a good reading month for like some of the books that I read, and I've already started with my books for March, and honestly I probably would have read more in February if the books that I'm reading now I had started in February. I would definitely recommend The Boyfriend Project like 100 times over. Like I loved that book. Like that was a very easy read for me as well. And The Roommate, again, was another one that I would definitely recommend. I really enjoyed it, and I think I finished the book in like 2 days. Like I was vibing with the book a lot. And the other ones I would recommend, but to a younger audience, but I wouldn't recommend to like a friend of my age. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the books. Overall, they were all kind of good, I guess, but just some of them probably not necessarily my cup of tea. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.